Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Haddad and this is A.T.I Draws. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another week and the second part of me drawing this cool banner idea that I came up with. I'd like to thank you guys for all the love and support for the last video. I'd like to thank you guys for all the comments, the likes, and just everything. It keeps on helping me helping me to feel more confident in posting out more videos for you guys, and I'm deeply excited to show you guys just the change, the additives that I made to this artwork of mine. Well, to start off, I like to, obviously as you guys can see here, I made quite a lot of changes to this artwork to begin with. It was, it was kind of barren the last time I did it, and I did start off the actual video with me on a blank canvas because I was drawing it. But this artwork, I kind of drew it like this because it was, I felt like the terrain mixes were going to do very well here, and it was just something nice. I liked it, honestly. It was something pretty nice. But in all, so this is what I got done with the art. So without further ado, let's just go check it out. Instead of me talking about the art, let's go actually go in detail with the art. So what we got the shoe here. We got the shoe I decided to do with a blue to white color ratio. Obviously went over the shoe last week, and obviously you see the design of the shoe. What I made changes really here was to add the green like grass over around the shoe, which I did place as layer 7. I did have to add all the grass here, and I did everything to kind of structure it so that it has like the green grass layer, and it kind of has like another soft airbrush layer over top of it to give it like an addition of green on the ground so it doesn't look kind of barren. Then I decided to do more of a rockier landscape going across, and I decided to kind of do like a little flag in the back just kind of as a joke with me because I thought it would be cool. Then I had the birds in the sky, and I had just the clouds kind of going across. I thought it would look very nice, especially with the shading. Got like some of the darker parts up here, and then you got like the clouds kind of moving across, and you got the birds migrating. I thought it was a very cool banner idea to just kind of draw, or just an idea in general, just another like artwork, just something a bit more different this time than usual, something I usually just draw, just an inanimate object instead of something more so like people or persons. I thought that this was like kind of a refresh or something I could just draw quite nicely that really kind of showcases just another part of my skill, and also something just fun to do, something entertaining that you guys can just enjoy and watch. Now, is this perfect? Of course not. I'm not a perfect artist, but I do think it was pretty good. But I'll let you guys see the process from start to finish. We just go over it all over again. I'll let you guys see the time lapse just one more time from start to finish. Just the finishing product. So you will. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, I'll let you guys see the time lapse. As you can see, the time lapse kind of showcased the process of me drawing the shoe at the start, then drawing the background across. I kind of like that idea. I wouldn't really do that with character drawings though, because I feel like with character drawings they're kind of more in detail rather than just drawing like the shoe or something and drawing the background outside of it. You're kind of drawing everything. So I wouldn't do that. But I did really like how I came across here. We could break it down by layers if you guys would like we did once before. Yeah, my apologies, everything is all over the place for layers. I could put the shoe layers back on. But yeah, I did kind of made it so, let's just start from the very beginning then. So layer 1. I sketched up the shoe. I wanted it to be like, obviously kind of the shape of a shoe, had the arches or ridges and whatnot. That kind of came across more like a running pair of shoes. I liked that idea, and I thought that would be pretty nice. So I drew a nice kind of outline. The shape I used was a flat box down with a triangle up going back down. So I kind of just basically a rectangle and a triangle. It was kind of the shape I used. And it was supposed to, because the shoe gets bigger as it goes up, and it has like a triangle shape as it reaches up here. It reaches its peak, and it has like you can make it into a nice triangle shape from the start up to here and then back down. Now, but the front here is more bulky at the front because you have to fit the toes. And I thought it would be best to have a more blockier shape here to help me get the toe shape down. I thought that was pretty helpful, so I did that, and I made sure to add kind of like an inwards part here as the shoe kind of goes inwards to match the, like obviously the arch in our foot, and then it goes back up to add the cushioning and support to our heel and Achilles. So I thought that would be very helpful. Now onto our layer 2. Now I know this is messy, but trust the process. So layer 2, I did the line art here. I did some of the grass and some of the things over here, just solely to the fact that some of the grass pieces were kind of giving me some hard times on some other layers, so I kind of had to redo them on like this layer. Wasn't the best. I wouldn't recommend it to people, but sometimes Clip Studio and I kind of have like a little bit of a head-to-head problem, and then I had to do things on the higher layers than it's supposed to, just solely due to the fact it doesn't let me do it on any other layer. But yeah, so that's. I did the line art here. As you can see, I did more of a cartoony border around here. I'm still trying to figure out my style, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to collectively draw things. But that's kind of how I feel about drawing right now. I did do the grass strands. Yes, I did do them individually. Yes, it takes a long time. But it was obviously worth it in the end, and as you can see, it definitely looked a lot better. Now if we do layer 7 here, where it's just I just draw the grass strands in front, I just took the grass strands and because I kind of was being lazy on the shading, I didn't just go and do anything, and I'm not the best at color theory. I know little to nothing about it, so I just pick a darker shade. I didn't do that this time. Instead what I did is I had black and white already on because I was doing highlights and shadows at the same time that time. I clicked on black, I turned opacity down to about like 10. And I just went over here and I just did little swipes across it, which automatically will give it a shading. Now I know you're not supposed to shade with black, but when time crunches or you're bored and you don't feel like doing that anymore, use what you have. I know you're not supposed to shade with black, but that's what I did, so that is what it is. Now moving on to layer 3. I obviously added the colors in for we could deselect layer 1. We don't need to see that anymore. Now I added in the flats for the shoe. We seen this last time, so I don't need to really go that much over it. I did choose these flat colors because I did think that these colors would look good with the shoes, the idea I was going with, and I wasn't too sure what other colors I would really use for the shoe. For layer 4 and 5, let's deselect 5. For layer 4, I added the shadows, and for the shoe, of course, obviously you will see me extend this outwards because the inner ridge of the shoe will not just have like a tiny little block of shadow. It will arc around the shoe because it's arcing around the arch of your foot. So I will obviously change and edit the shadow to make it more accurate later on, but just getting the shoe down, this is kind of how I went with. Now layer 5, when I already added the highlights last time, this is where I added the sun in, and I added some of the soft airbrushes around so the light was able to hit more effectively around the shoe, so I have more of an understanding and idea. Yeah, I did add the clouds and stuff on this layer. It wasn't bad. I think I kind of forgot that this wasn't the background layer, to be honest, and I kind of just placed it on this layer. That's what I'm thinking about right now. That's what I think I did. But either way, I think it turned out just fine. So now moving on to layer 6. That's where I adjusted this, and I added a bit more shadings underneath the shoes and over here. I just wanted to be more accurate to an actual pair of shoe, so I did change that and made it a lot more accurate in a sense where I was able to take the shoe and make the shadings more accurate. That was kind of my goal going into it. For layer 8 and 9, I just added the grass. That's where I mainly did the grass. I added the grass. I took a soft airbrush and I went over it in the different shades of green I had for here, just so I was able to effectively come across a more greener, more pasture land. So the grass looked better without me having to do as much work. And already drawing each individual grass strand, as you see here, definitely did not take a short amount of time. So I kind of wanted to speed it up a little bit by using the tools we have here in Clip Studio. Now for the rocky landscape that we have, I did decide that kind of going with like a sand dune, like rockier land area, kind of like a desert but like plateau mountain area, will look decent to me. I thought that would look nice, so that's why I did the shadings and stuff similar to that. And I also wanted to add like kind of the more cartoonier effects where you take like a darker shading, kind of go around the edges of the actual dunes or mountain plateaus I was planning on drawing, so it just gives it more of a shape. I also did the same with the background, so it gives it more of a shape. I thought that would just help it out a lot. For over here, I kind of didn't know what to do, so I just put shading wherever, honestly. You could tell. But that's kind of what I did for the background. I drew in the sun because the sun was obviously the major light in this whole thing. And I drew, obviously the birds and everything was in the background. I just had all the brightness, everything on there already. I could have done the highlights better, but having the opacity at like 30 and trying to fix everything that you couldn't drew in like a fat blob was definitely a lot, and I didn't feel like going over it all over again. That's why you see little patches here and there. But in the end, I don't think it was bad. I think I did a pretty nice job on drawing out these backgrounds, and backgrounds do take quite a bit of time. Drawing takes quite a bit of time, so be sure that you spend quality time when you're drawing. And for layer 10 is just shading all around the shoes. I kind of give it its finishing touches as an art piece, allowing it to effectively be done and over with. When drawing this art piece, it definitely allowed me to have more of a creative spike this time, and it was just drawing something different. When you're drawing like backgrounds or anything, it just kind of allows you to picture a certain environment and to understand it in a spatial setting, in a perspective setting, so things act a bit differently and your brain processes things a bit differently. I kind of like this, and I will be doing more art pieces, just kind of swapping back and forth between this and all different types of anatomies and different things, just solely due to the fact that it's always fun to get your brain thinking in creative ways, and it's always fun to get yourself to stay curious, and I like that. I like that a lot. So that was kind of my objective going into drawing this art piece. I think it was a very nice art piece. This was fun to do. Obviously, I'll keep my word, and next week we will go back. I have made good progress on the anatomy for the weird anatomy. I did just want to do this because I thought it was just something nice to do, something fun to do, something interesting. I will go back. You guys will see a nice anatomy video next week. At least I'll try my best to make it pretty good. Don't know my schedule exactly for next week, but it most likely will be busy, knowing my schedule. But yeah, I will. Now I will make sure it's a great video. You don't have to worry about that. Now, I will like to thank you guys for watching today's video. It is a deep honor of mine to have you guys spend the time you guys do, just watching the video again and again, spending time giving me love and support, spending time just allowing me to exist, spending time allowing me to kind of showcase my art a bit more, and allowing you guys to just enjoy the art as a whole. I think this is a very great honor of mine to be able to showcase my art and showcase what I'm able to do. This is very good, and I deeply appreciate being able to draw this piece for you guys. This is a great honor. So I thank you guys again. Enjoyed a wonderful video. I hope you guys continue drawing. Be sure to take time out and just draw a background and draw something you really never drew before. Draw just like a single object, animate or inanimate, or just something that would take your mind off from what you normally draw and draw something different. That gives you the opportunity to just relax, chill out, and just draw something fun, draw something good, and spend quality time drawing it. Well, that's it for me today. Thank you guys for just being here another time. Thank you for the love and support. If you guys enjoyed today's video, do like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel, and it definitely helps me produce better videos for you guys. So I thank you guys again. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. See ya.